Hey, what's up everybody? Big D here, and it is time to review one of the most epic new TV franchises to ever hit TV, specifically HBO, which is just phenomenal. I don't own HBO, but for the past months I was like, I have to get this show. This show looks amazing, and of course that's above True Detective, Season 1, starring Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson. It was just one of those shows where I have to watch it. It's just, you gotta watch it. And I finally watched it, and, there was hype for this movie, or, I'm sorry, not a movie. Actually, you could call them movies. Every episode is like a movie. That's why I'm getting mixed up with it. There's 8 episodes, so it's basically 8 movies, and it tells a story where it would be from start to finish, and it leaves you wanting more. Now, that's the back. There's Woody and, Matthew. Alright. Anyway, this show, is it worth watching? The 8 episodes. Let me get into detail, man. I'm not gonna go spoilers on you guys. I'm not. But I'm gonna start off with my cons first, just to get them out of the way. 8 episodes. They're all written by the same man, directed by different people. This is hard to say, but it's the truth for me, my experience. The first 3 episodes are probably the slowest episodes out of the other episodes. The first 3, episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3 were just, they were good. They weren't, they weren't boring, like, oh my god, it was just slow. Parts of them were slow. They weren't as bad. They were interesting, but episode 4 and from there on, you were like, alright, we're changing the pace, we're doing this, we're doing that, and it was just one of those where it was like, it all makes sense, because it's from 1995 to 2012 to 2001 to 2002 area. It jumps from back to forth, so it's a timeline, one of those things. The last episode, the one thing I didn't like about the last episode, now I love the last episode, but it's the first 25 minutes of the last episode. It's one of those where it was like, okay, you guys could have finished this last week instead of waiting for this week. You're taking up the time of the finale. Now, there are some scenes that drag on throughout the series. It drags. It really does. But the pros is that the acting, you put Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson in a room and you get just a candle and you put a candle just on the table. They'll make dialogue up for an hour and it will be the price of admission, just $5. It's worth it with what they can talk about it, man. Even Matthew McConaughey's silk voice and Woody Harrelson's voice, it definitely works very well. The acting between these and the collaboration, and one's really a drunk and the other one is DA. He used to be a DEA and did undercover drugs and all of that. So it's intense, very intense. Which is another thing. It's intense, and the action in this show. There is action. There's gunfights. There's it's intense. There is nudity in this, by the way. So children probably should not watch this, but they wouldn't understand. It's like every episode is 58 minutes, so they're gonna be like, come on, one of those. So the storytelling. It's all about storytelling and the dialogue throughout the whole 8 episodes. The point is, you got, Cole, you got Martin, and you got Rust. And it's basically them being detectives. And at points you feel like you gotta be the detective also. At points you're like, okay, this has gotta go on, that's gotta go on, this ain't working, that's working. You get your mind going, the storyline, the dialogues, and just the way you could tell it was all written. The directing and the camera work, they are all so perfectly fine. If you watch Inside the Episode, if you own the DVD, they'll do Inside the Episode, and it just tells you everything. It honestly tells you of how they directed it, and it's interesting. It really is Matthew McConaughey smokes a lot in this show, by the way. At points where it gets annoying. You know, just the cast and crew are amazing at what they did. And I really do enjoy this show. And these are one of those shows where I'd watch it again. Not right away. But it is one of those where I'll watch it when the time's right. But it is a show that I recommend for people that like a good storytelling. The season finale, it is creepy. It's creepy. The main psychotic villain in this season is creepy. The style and the look and the hairdo and the outfits, they're all awesome and on spot. The music, just T-Bone Burnett did, the song and the beat, the intro is well constructed, and it gets you in the mood for True Detective. Overall, I'm going to give True Detective a solid a 9 out of 10. It is beyond amazing. You gotta watch this TV show. It is fascinating. It's awesome. It's cool. The acting, the writing, the action itself will keep you into the show for as long as it could. And touch darkness, and darkness touches you back. You see the evolution of these men throughout time. And it's like a movie again. Every episode is just like a movie. It gets you in. The first 5 minutes, it hooks you up. The first 3 episodes are a little bit slow, but it'll keep you going. After that, it'll keep you still attached. Some scenes drag on. Some scenes are like 12 minutes long, and you're like, oh, yeah. In 5 episodes, this is not going to matter. But at the end, you're like, you know what? It did matter. It did. It just feels like one of those. So I do recommend all you adults, maybe not 5-year-olds or 10-year-olds, but I do, the older audience to watch True Detective if you have not. I picked this up for $35 at Walmart. Is it worth $35? No. Is it worth watching? Yeah, if you could get someone who owns this and watch it, yeah, definitely do it. I don't know about $35. This should be at least $25, not $35. But it is a movie. Look at that. I'm saying it is a TV show worth checking out. So if you've seen it, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about it. And Matthew and Woody, you guys deserve nominations. Although Matthew did kind of outsell Woody a little bit. Just gonna say that. Until next time, Spock be with you always.